Hey, there's Wisconsin Wine Guy, and we're back with a wine review. You know, it's summertime. You know, in the summertime, I don't know about you, but this is what I do. I try to drink, more white wines, more rosé wines. I do some nice semi-dry or semi-sweet wines, so it has a balance to it. Something fruity tasting. When it comes to red, light and fruity, for me, because it's hot out. So I want to give the beer drinkers a run for their money. Summertime, everybody drinks beer for the most part. But me, myself, I change my wines just like the season changes. And so that brings us to what we hear now, today. It's a rosé. But for those who are new, these are wines that you can pick up where you shop for wine. Liquor store, grocery store, wine shop. I go through, select some wines, give it a taste, and give you my opinion, what I think about the wines. Thumbs up, says, you know what, I recommend that wine. It's a pretty solid wine. Can't go wrong with it. Good everyday drinking wine. 3/4. I had this at a party, or I tasted this wine someplace else and I brought it to a party. It's really good. A good crowd pleasing wine. 3/4. Halfway, something was just a little off, in the wine. Just for my palate. Doesn't make it a bad wine. It just didn't work for my palate. So I'll tell you why it didn't work for my palate, but I encourage you to give it a taste and let us all know what you think of the wines in the comments. Thumbs down, that's always an easy one, right? But sometimes there's a double thumbs up. There's a double thumbs up. It's highly recommended. Can't go wrong with this wine. It's a very, very solid wine. And also a good price, for the wine. So here we go. We're going to be going to South Africa. Very rare that I find wines from South Africa in places where I shop. When I come across a South African wine, I am in it, I am on it. It was like the early mid 2000s, early mid 2000s, when when I had my wine shop, and I started venturing off into South African wines, before it became popular, and then it became popular, and it fell out of fashion again. It's like the wine world, it just keep jumping from here to there. But let me tell you, just because it's not the main region or country being talked about, it doesn't mean that the wines have fell off. Okay, there's a lot of good wines there, and South Africa is one of those for me. I very, very much enjoy the South African reds, and especially the Chenin Blanc, or the Steen, or Chenin Blanc from South Africa, and I'm looking forward to the rosé. The thing for me in some of the reds, Pinotage especially, that's my thing in South Africa, Pinotage. It's gotten a bad rap over the years, but there's some good Pinotage out there. But the thing for me, especially in the reds, is that the taste of that South African soil. It's just that's nice and earthy, blended with fruit, deep fruit character. Can't go wrong with that. So let's give this a try. We're going to Mulderbosch, South African Cabernet Sauvignon Rosé. All right, Cabernet Sauvignon Rosé. I like to taste a lot of different rosés, not from the typical rosé where it's Pinot Noir, or Pinot Noir. Every now and then you make fun of Grenache, but this is going to be a Cabernet Sauvignon, in which this is free run juice here, then treated as if it were a white wine, in the process of making. Coming in at 12, what do we have here? 12.5% alcohol. Now here's me when it comes to rosés. Screw cap, right? Here's me when it comes to rosés. I like rosés because it puts you right in the middle, of having a little bit of red wine character, especially depending on how much red wine character is there, but it drinks like a white wine, so it's not going to be heavy. If you can't find a nice, soft, fruity red wine, a nice rosé would do the same thing. But I like the rosés because it has that white wine palate feel, and then have those undertones of red fruit. So here we go. Screw caps. How I feel about screw caps. If the wine is bad, it went into the cap that way. Right? Every now and then, the inside will hang on. But that's pretty good. I can smell that from here out the bottle. Wow. Look at that pour. You hear the term, pink, or pinkish, salmon color. But I guess it depends on the salmon, right? If it's smart, if it's farm raised, and they're feeding those pellets, it's going to be like deep pink, unnatural looking pink. But this has a beautiful, beautiful salmon color or a light pinkish rose color to it. Wow, wonderful. You know, now for the nose. Oh, wow. Now I say, oh, wow, because to me, instantly when I smelled the nose, I was transported back into the early 2000s, my first introduction to South African wines and that South African soil. Oh, wow, it's right there. Oh, my word. You know, but then you start picking up some citrus notes, some berry notes. It goes between dark berry, spice, raspberry, and some cranberry. Wow. Oh man. But that soil for me it's just right there at the bottom. So let's give it a taste. What are we tasting for? Acidity. What do I say? No acidity, no play. That's the first thing. Here we go. Wow. Nice acidity. Okay. Has a very, very, very light, delicate touch to it. It's funny because it came in like this. This is an acidity taste. I'm going to give it another taste so I can confirm that. But I like the acidity to it. You know, I like the mouthfeel. It has a decent finish. All right, now for the it is dry, but there's a surprise there. Let me confirm that. Okay. So it went in. It was like bursting with fruit. Okay, it was just right there bursting with fruit. But then when you swallow, that's when you get that dryness. The fruit is there, but then you slowly feel the fruit subside. You know, but then that underlying taste is still, it has good finish to it, but definitely it's dry, good acidity, 29% alcohol. Wow. Now it comes into like strawberry, you know, as it opens up in the glass. Nice. One more taste. Wow. For me, something unique in the bottle, utilizing Cabernet for the rosé, you know, which is kind of rare in a lot of places. They have Cabernet blended with something, but this is all Cabernet, you know, in the bottle, free run. Wow. Very delicate. Like goes in between being delicate and fruit depth. But overall, to me, nice. So, here's where we're going to go. The Mulderbosch Vintage 2021, so 2 years old. 2 years old, huh? Fresh out the fridge. The Wisconsin wine guy is going to give this a thumbs up. Solid. You know, solid rosé. Can't go wrong with it. You know, I would even go a thumb and a half. I would go a thumb and a half with this. You know, can't quite go double thumbs, but I would definitely go a thumb and a half on this one. I'm digging it. You know, like I said, you know, me and South African wines, you know, we go back and they're underappreciated. No matter what the style is, they're underappreciated. Give it a try. We'll do this one more again. Oh. Yep. A thumb and a half. There you have it. Almost 2 thumbs. So if you can find it, check it out. Let me know what you think. I'm digging it. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to sit on my patio and just look at the birds and drink this rosé. So there you have it. The Mulderbosch 2021 Cabernet Rosé. It's your Wisconsin wine guy saying to you as always, let your palate be your guide. When selecting your wine, I'll let your palate be the guide when selecting your wine. And I'll see you next time. Ciao!